How's it going, guys? Deez here and welcome to another FIFA 21 video. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new loading screen which came out today. It is all about the third Road to the Final team, which looks like it will be coming out this week on Friday. I think it'll be on Friday? It's Friday. Yes, it is. It's Friday tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow. And we're getting a new Road to the Final team coming out tomorrow. And there's a couple of interesting potential players that we could get in this. Now, what I will say as a quick disclaimer of some of this, obviously the stats which you've got on screen here, this is the loading screen which we've already had. So from them we can see the card on the left has 78 shooting and 81 defending. The central card is a Real Madrid card with 84 physical, and the card on the right is a Cam with 89 dribbling. Now, what I've seen a lot of people saying on Twitter, and it kind of makes sense, is that potentially these cards are actually going to be doubly boosted from what the normal Road to the Final cards are. I'm not 100% sure on that, and some of the stats you might see on some of these predictions might not necessarily be correct. These are just general +2 boosts all round, so I wouldn't take any of the stats other than what's literally been shown by EA here for fact whatsoever. They're just there as a placeholder, but it's going to be interesting. It makes sense for the cards to be doubly boosted because, of course, the Road to the Final cards do get a general boost anyway, and, of course, these cards have already been upgraded beforehand. So I don't know if they start off with that first initial upgrade and the double upgrade. I don't know. It's a bit. I'm not 100% sure. But so we'll look into these cards anyway. What I'll do first is I'll show you the cards I think is going to be. I've gathered around a lot of the cards and going off. I mean, we don't know positions for the first two cards, but the Cam on the right definitely looks like a Cam. I'm going to assume it's not position change, so we're just going to be looking at Cams here. Of course, I don't know if it's the second or the first Road to Final. We had a central. No, it's not Road to Final. It's a team of group stage. We had a Messi. I don't think they'll position change any cards, but I could be wrong. So yeah, without further ado, let's look at the first player. It is going to be who I think it's potentially going to be a Varane. There's now, this player is probably my pick for who's going to be on there. And the reason I say this is I'm looking at who could potentially be on the front. I'm not going to say there's going to be some insane cards. You're not going to get some massively, like, crazy cards, but a Varane would be pretty crazy, and I think everyone would want that Varane card. Whether or not Real Madrid go all the way or get many more boosts is unsure, but nevertheless, a special Varane would be pretty wild. So I think Varane's going to be the front card. Looks kind of like it works out pretty well. There is, like, 4 players from Real Madrid, and again, I'm going to show you some of the other ones that could potentially be that kind of match the stats there. Genuinely, again, just purely on the basis of, I think, maybe like the marquee card, the central card, I wouldn't be shocked to see a Rafael Varane in the place there. But we'll go on to the left card now, and I think it's potentially going to be a Genie Ronaldo. Now, you've got to look around at this card. It's got a... It looks like it's pretty much an all-round good midfielder with 78 shooting and 81 defending, so it looks like it's going to be a well-rounded card. I had a good look through, and I don't really have a lot of suggestions for this. The one that will come next on top of that, I'll go into a little bit more why I think that card isn't in it, but the card I have got in its place I actually think might be in the Road to the Final team, but again, we'll see. But a Genie Ronaldo, again, I think the upgrades suit and it matches. Again, like I said, don't take the stats for fact because I don't know how EA are going to boost these cards. They may not even do a +2 boost, may just be a +1 boost. But again, this looks like it matches pretty well. I have looked around on Twitter as well and consulted with some other people. And again, a lot of the consensus and a lot of people's opinion are that these two are going to be the front. And we'll go on to the third and final, and it is potentially going to be an Alberto. Now, I was actually mixed between 2 players here, but I went with Alberto again because of the high rating. Obviously, I think EA are going to go with the marquee player, but there are other potentials. Now, I've really got a lot more to talk about with the front player, so we'll start with that at the moment. The other two, well, no, tell you what, we'll go with the other two first. We'll get them out of the way. I've not really got too many predictions for those, so we'll shoot back to the left now. And a player I think that actually will potentially... I think this card will be in the Road to the Final team. I don't think it's going to be on the front cover, but it could potentially be a Road to the Final Rabiot. And genuinely, I actually would be, for my personal sake, I'd actually really like this card. A great card. If he got some boost, if Juventus went all the way, this card could genuinely be fantastic. And just for that pure link of one player that can get a strong link to Ronaldo and link to Mbappe, that card I think will be everywhere if you see him come in the road to the final team. So potentially on the left here. Again, I don't think he's going to be the player on the front, but I actually do think he might be in the team. It is, of course, going to be Rabiot. We'll go over to the right-hand side now. And I've got 2 more players that I can potentially talk about here. One of them I don't believe in, which we won't start with. But other than Alberto, I think potentially it could be a Brandt card. Now, again, the stats match. This is another one which a lot of Twitter, a lot of what I see on Twitter is just people saying Alberto and Brandt. Personally, I think it'll be Alberto. But again, it could be a Brandt card. And even not, I think if it's not Alberto, I think Brandt is another one of those which potentially will be in the road to the final. Whether or not, again, it's going to be these upgrades, we don't know. But another card, which a lot of people seem to think it could be, is Royce. I don't think it's going to be Royce purely just because he's already been in a promo so far. So I don't think EA are going to put him again in yet another promo. I just couldn't see it personally. But again, another player that a lot of people talk about is Marco Royce. We will flip back to the centre now. And again, there's a few here. This next card that I'm going to talk about, I think, is a fantastic card. Everyone will want it, and it'll be pretty insane considering we've already got a road to the final Davies. But the next card I think it could be in the central is a road to the final Mendy. Again, the stats match up very well. It just, whether or not this card would be the central and the marquee card is probably not it for me. It's a bit hard to say, but again, I'm pretty sure, am I right in thinking Mendy got one last year? Maybe not last year or the year before. I'm sure Mendy was one of them. Might not have been though. But again, Mendy is one that fits pretty well. Another one that fits very well is going to be Carvajal. Again, I'm not too sure. I think with it being Varane on the front, originally I would have thought Carvajal might have been a player potentially to get into the road to the final. But for me, not full of confidence on this one. Just again, it matches the stats. And finally, we have ourselves a Valverde. Again, yes, another card. Matches the stats quite well. Whether or not it does, it's just purely down to how EA do the boost. But when you look at this card's base stats, again, I think he'd match the card pretty well. But quite unlikely, I think, especially as well, because he's had an inform. I know some of the others have had informs as well. But Valverde is just one which kind of border for me. I'd say, again, really unlikely. I think most likely the one we're going to be seeing here is Rafael Varane. But that is going to be it for my prediction on this. Generally, these 3 cards are the ones I think we're going to get. I think we will get a Wijnaldum, a Varane, and Alberto. But let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to be in the road to the final team. And will you be picking any of these cards up if you potentially see them in the squad? Apart from that, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. If you're brand new, subscribe. Apart from that, I'll catch you next one. Bye-bye.